Welcome back to the Cal Sports Report. Oh, what a difference a week can make. Last week, the Bears could not score a point in the first three quarters. Today against Minnesota, 28 at the intermission, and they've done it both on the ground, but particularly through the air. Nate Longshore has been razor sharp, and his number one target has been DeSean Jackson, who has 3 touchdown receptions. The Bears, other than that first series defensively, have controlled Minnesota, and they've pretty much controlled the game. The other big slip-up was the long kickoff return by Minnesota that tied the game at 14, but then the Bears took the lead again and have held it ever since. All right, let's get back to the second half. The highlights brought to you by Krogan's in Montclair. Cal would halt Minnesota on its first drive of the half and look to strike first midway through the third quarter.
Shotgun for Nate. Nate steps back. He's got time. He's got a receiver. And it is caught at the 34-yard line. It is close to a first down. First and 10, 33-yard line. Lynch is the running back. Back to throw some backside pressure on Nate. He's going to have to try to run away. He takes off. He's down to the 25 and down to the 24-yard line. First and 10 at the 13-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right. Jackson the widest. Shotgun formation. They give it to Lynch again. Lynch has a hole over right guard. He's all the way down to the 5. They give it to Marshawn. Marshawn bounces off, comes out to the right sideline. He's got Nathan to help him with a block, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Wow.
Man, I hope you see that on the highlight film, right, Troy? All the way around to the left and back to the right. It's second down and 7 at the 29 of California. They're going toward the north end. Capito throws, and it could be intercepted. It is! Picked off on what was supposed to be a slant to the right side.
Because the first time they ran it on me, I seen the 2 receivers to my side, and I seen the quarterback kind of check when he seen us moving back, so I kind of just stepped in there and read it from the go.
Cal would be unable to capitalize on Damian Hughes' interception, but the defense would provide one last scoring opportunity for the Golden Bears.
Shotgun for Nate. Rolls a little bit to his left, comes back to his right, throws downfield, has an open man, caught at the 50-yard line. Back to throw is Nate, throws to the left sideline, it is caught, first down, 34-yard line. And again, it is DeSean Jackson, and they just can't stop him. 4th and 1 at the 10. They are 1 out of 1 when they've tried a 4th down play today. Nate has the ball, gives it to Marshawn Lynch. He's got more than the first down. He's all the way down to the 5-yard line. They go with an offset eye, Lynch the running back, and they use an H-back in front of the fullback. Hand off to Lynch, cuts to his left, gets to the goal line, he's in. Touchdown, Bears. Little move over to left guard, and California gets the score up to 41-17 with 2:51 to go.
Lynch's 1-yard touchdown run would seal a 42-17 victory for the Golden Bears, improving their overall record to 1-1. When we return, we will sit down with defensive tackle Brandon Mebane. And Jeff Tedford joins us for the Bank of the West postgame report as we continue on the Cal Sports Report. Brandon Mebane is the irresistible force of the Cal defense. At 6'3", 295 pounds, Mebane is an inside disruptor that keys the Bears' defense.
The thing that separates Brandon Mebane from just the average defensive lineman is his incredible ability to exert force and power. I mean, he is he literally is a force within the defense in terms of whether it's a single team or a double team. He can split it and knock it back.
In addition to his physical prowess, Mebane's biggest attribute might be his patience. Despite constant double teams, he not only wreaks havoc with the running game, but can get after the quarterback as well. A year ago, he led the Bears with 7 sacks and added another one last week against Minnesota.
Back to throw, Cupido. Cupido steps up, and he will take a sack for the first time in the last 9 games.
And you always hear about D tackles that, well, he's a run stopper and he gets double teams. That's sort of a cop-out. It really is. I mean, there's no such thing as just being a run stopper. You have to be able to do both, and he is a very, very formidable pass rusher and his skills are constantly developing.
Sometime in the game it's going to come where my opportunity come where they're not going to double team me, and basically, just stay focused, be patient, and things will fall in place.
During a game, Mebane's jersey number 52 can usually be found around the ball, drawing rave reviews from teammates and opponents. But it is his uniform before and after games that also draws attention. Always dapper and dashing, he takes great pride in his attire.
I feel, when I wear the suit that I feel like, just like $1 million bucks. You know, I feel real good about myself, and I feel confident. Well, you know, when I buy a suit, I look for, you know, like this color, the design, what kind of designs is in it, what shoes I can wear with it, or, you know, how would it look on me, you know, what kind of color is it? Is it like a dark color or light color? Because, you know, like in the summer, like right now, I try to wear, you know, like bright colors. And when we get tight to November, I try to like tone it down, wear like, you know, darker colors. So try to like even it out.
Mebane has tried to pattern his game after guys like Warren Sapp, Larry Triplett, and former Bear Lorenzo Alexander. Shorter defensive tackles with great power and leverage. If he continues his current level of play, he'll be styling next year on Sundays in the NFL. One reason the Bears had a bounce-back game against Minnesota was the performance of Heisman Trophy candidate Marshawn Lynch. The junior from Oakland carried the ball 27 times for 139 yards, including an electrifying 5-yard gallop in the third quarter. He also accounted for 56 yards on kickoff returns. For the season, Lynch has amassed 213 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns, and in the process has become only the 9th player in Cal history to rush for more than 2,000 yards in a career.
Press play.
Welcome back to the Bank of the West post-game report. With us is head coach Jeff Tedford. You got to walk away with this one saying, hey, that's a little bit more of what we had in mind.
Yeah, no question about it. That looks like what I see every day in practice from our guys, and so it was great to see him bounce back. I think last week our guys knew that really wasn't like us, and so it was great to see our defense play very solid. Our offense clicked. Nate was real sharp. Our receivers caught the ball very well. Offensive line played well, so really happy to bounce back.
Anytime you put that many points on the board, we'll start with the offense today and start with Nate. A little shaky last week, understandably so, in a tough environment like Tennessee. What was the difference today for him, because he looked like he was on the money almost all day long?
Yeah, he was really sharp. Last week we got caught in a lot of long yard situations, and you know that's pretty tough in that environment. But today I thought Coach Dunbar called a great game, really mixed it up, gave him some high percentage throws. He threw the ball very well down the field as well. So he ran the offense, I thought, excellently. He had great control of the huddle, the clock. He was just real sharp. I'm really proud of the receivers. They responded to the challenge. Challenged them to block better this week, catch the balls, and they did. They played more like what they're able to, and so I was real proud of the way they responded. They really blocked well, and that's what I was most proud of them about.
Defensively, got a couple of turnovers. Minnesota came out and kind of hit you with a lightning bolt to start the game. It was 7-0 Minnesota. I mean, what goes through your mind when something like that happens after what happened last week?
Well, there was no panic on the sideline. I didn't think our kids would cave right then. There was a lot of football left, and really it was one trick play, and that we got a little undisciplined on, that they took it down there. And so you have to give them credit for a well-designed, executed play. But there was no panic whatsoever on our sideline, and we just kept methodically coming back, and I thought our kids did a nice job of focusing on what we had to do.
What was the key in slowing down the run? They got a huge back, a big offensive line. What's the key to keeping them under 200 yards rushing?
Well, I thought our D-line did a great job of plugging the gaps, and then I thought our backers did an excellent job of scraping and getting to the ball. And we kept contained pretty well. I don't think we ever lost contain. Maybe once we lost contain, but we kept everything inside, and our backers did a great job of scraping and making some tackles.
For the second straight week, you come out of the game relatively healthy. Andrew had a little bit of an ankle situation. We'll monitor that. Talk about going into next week with Portland State, a Division I AA team, but already this season they've proven they're a pretty good football team, having defeated New Mexico.
Yeah, they do a great job there. They're very well coached. Beating New Mexico is a tough task. They have a good program there. So I haven't seen Portland State on tape yet, but anxious to get a look at them tomorrow.
All right, congratulations on win number 1. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
All right, head coach Jeff Tedford. I'm Todd McKim. Thank you very much for joining us. The Bears host Portland State next week in a game you can see on Comcast Sports West. That does it for the game today. I'm Todd McKim. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on the Cal Sports Report.